Is this thing jumping here all the time? Alright, so we are back on YouTube and back on Twitch. What damn. Why? Okay, so my GPU is kinda shit sometimes. It has a tendency to have strokes. Best way I can describe it. Alright, so before I realized that I was muted, I was explaining that what I'm trying to do here is fixing the bug where the enemies are fixing the bug where the enemies are avoiding the debris, which they are not supposed to do. And the way that I am going to fix this is by giving an entity type to everything that is a quadrant entity. Because the reason the enemies are avoiding the debris is because in here there is some code to keep the enemies apart from each other. And before I added the experience pickups, the enemies were the only thing that could end up in here. Actually, it's not in here. Yeah. The only thing that were in the quadrant system were the enemies. So that worked fine because but this thing is trying to avoid everything that is in the quadrant system. And that is not what we want. We want them to avoid only the enemies. So what I want to do is add an entity type so that I can then query not only from the position, but also by entity type. And I can, for example, request only the enemies. And so that will make it faster if I actually put different kinds of entities in different buckets, because there will be less entities in each cell. Because even if there is a pickup and an enemy that are in a very close position, meaning they end up in the same cell, they will still end up in different cells because they are of a different type. And so how do we do this? Basically is by adding an entity type property to the quadrant entity component with this enum here. And then in the quadrant system, changing how we compute the key. Changing how we compute the key by basically multiplying this quadrant entity type here by this entity type offset. alright, kind of a weird casting going on, but actually I guess it makes it simpler if I just make this an indent. Because I suspect this will work directly. No? Alright. So I have to cast it first, and I guess this one's not necessary then, which makes it a bit clearer. Alright, so and this needs to be an int. But it's important that I ensure the quadrant entity the quadrant entity type should not be 0, because otherwise we'll have collisions. Because the way this works in the system is that we compute a single number that is supposed to be unique. It's not really. It's dependent on this and this, basically. But we're gonna compute a single number for a given position and entity type. Well, not really, because basically the quadrant cell size is what determines which positions are actually going to end up as the same key. Which makes it so that a cell that is 10 by 10 in size, all the positions that map into this 10 by 10 cell will end up in the same key, and all the entities that are in this 10 by 10 cell will end up in the same bucket. So that means if later I query this for what is around a specific position, like let's say the player, if I want to say what are the entities that are around the player, then I ask, give me all the entities that are in the same cell as the player's position. And so I will get all entities that are in that same 10 by 10 cell. But now I can also say, give me only the enemies that are close to the player, or I can say, give me only the experience pickups that are near to the player. And this will make it more efficient because there will be less entities in the same bucket. Because they will be separated between enemies and pickups. Alright, so with this, I now need to update the query functions. Because the way that we are querying stuff right now is with well, not this, but with get entities. Get entities by 3D position. So we have those two functions here, which allow to get all the entities that are nearby a position and within a certain range. Because the thing is, I might want to know also about the entities that are outside of the cell I might want to know about entities that are further. Like maybe I want the entities that are in this cell and in a radius of like 10 units or 20 units, let's say. And if I want 20 units, it means I need to include another cell as well, all around the initial cell of the position that I'm asking for. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job at explaining this clearly. But it's kind of complicated at the same time. It would be easier if I could maybe draw it. Let's see if I open Paint. So you have to imagine basically it's like this. You have a grid. And so this is the grid. This is the cell size. Ah, shit. Someone's calling me. Alright, I will be right back. Back. Okay, sorry for that. We yeah, I had the delivery to take on. Alright, so let's try to explain the quadrant system and why it's useful. So why it's useful is because it allows you to say, so if this is my spaceship here, and say we have some enemies here, what the quadrant system allows to do is, if I'm trying to know whether this enemy is colliding with me, I don't need to care about this one because it's way too far. There's no way I'm colliding with it, right? But I have no way to know this without the quadrant system. Without the quadrant system, you have to check the distance over here and say, no, we are too far. And this one, you do the same. Okay, we're not colliding, right? And if you have another one that's here, then you know you're colliding with it. Yeah. But you check the distance and you know here you collide. So this is how you have to do it without the collision system. And if there is an enemy over here, you also have to ask what is the distance between here and here, although, well, obviously they don't collide. So what the quadrant system allows to do is that anytime one of those enemies is going to move, we're going to calculate a key for it that is going to be based on their position. So if I say this guy here is at let's say it's at like 50 and 10, because why not? And let's say our player here is at 45. And maybe it's at like 9. And so let's say our grid cell size is 20. So the way this key here is going to be calculated is going to be 50 divided by 20 plus some kind of offset. So here I'm using 1000 times times 10 over 20. So you can calculate the key. So it's 50 divided by 20 is 2.5. And so we take the int value for this. So in this case, also we'll run this to 3. So this becomes 3 and plus 1000 times 0.5. 0.5, so that's gonna be, okay, it's gonna be 503. Be 503, and so if we do the calculation for this one, it's gonna be 45 and 20. Plus 1000 times 9 on 20. And that's gonna be 45 divided by 20 to 25. Okay. We're gonna not have. Well, I should not. Yeah, I guess I have to do the rounding in the same way then. Because it depends on the values that I take. Okay, let's just say we round down. So this is going to be 2 instead. So this is 502 and so 45 divided by 20 is going to be 225, and 9 over 20 is going to be 0.45 times 150. They have to end up in the same. Wait, how is this not? Let me check the code in. So here, what we do is, yeah, ideal x, but so am I calculating the ID is like this? So we floor, that's correct. 50 over quadrant cell size and floor this one. My quadrant cell size just 20, because this is gonna make 452, but they are supposed to end up in the same shit. I didn't put the camera back. Alright, so is this well, let's if I want 20, if I want 20, so if I flow it is 2, and it's 1000 times 9/20. Do I flow this? Oh wait, if I flow this, maybe that's why. Oh yeah, flow this, that's why. Damn it. Alright, so this is flawed. So alright. So both of them are flawed. Which means we run down. And which means this becomes 2. And this here becomes 0 actually. This becomes 0. So that means we have the player, the enemy is in cell 2. And here, so let me do it again, 45 on 20 flawed is 2. Plus 1000 times 9 divided by 20 is 0.45, which also gets flowed to 0. And we get a key of 2. So they are both in this cell here, which has the key of 2. Alright. And so now it means that I have a way to find out where any given position, what is the key of any given position. Like for example, if I want this position, so let's say this one is roughly, I will say this is like let's say it's 70, but the problem is since I'm not taking proper coordinates, it might fall apart. Well, let's say 70 and like and minus 15. 70 should be in another one since our grid cell is 20. And so for this one, if I calculate the key, if I want to know where this what cell this position is in, I can do 70 divided by 20, which is 3. So this is going to be 3 plus 1000 times minus 15/20, which gets put to 0 as well. 3 plus 0, so it's 3. So this one is, and so that way you can ask what is in any cell, because so basically any times that something moves, or rather every frame, anything that is tagged with the quadrant entity component, I will go find its position, calculate the key, and then I will put it in the proper grid cell. So basically, what we have is a hash map. So you have a hash map that's like this, and basically you will say here in key 2, I'm gonna have a list with all the entities that I calculated from the position will end up in key 2. So for example, this one, and this one would end up in there. Yes, like this one is here, this one is here, and this one is here. Yeah, I probably don't want to do that because it's messy as well. How can I do that? Maybe like this. That's too right. Let's do it like this. And then you have a key for let's say we computed the key for this one to be like -3. Then we'll have a key also with -3, and then we'll have another array. And this one here is going to be in here, in this -3 key. And so why is this good? Is because this is really fast. Computing the key, it's just a couple of math operations which are really fast. And then, because of how HashMap works, it's also really fast to access a specific key. And then, if I want to ask, like, which enemies are colliding with the player, I can. I know the position of my player, so it's 45.9. I can calculate the key, and since I know the key, I can ask what are the entities that are nearby. So it basically is this array. And then I can do my distance check, but this time I only have to do it with the entities that are within this cell. And so basically, but sometimes that's not enough, because like, what if I want to know entities that are within this circle here? Then it means I have to basically take this distance here and figure out. So the way that I do it right now is just I take this distance in green here. So let's say this is 40, and I divide it by the grid cell size. So this is gonna give 2. Check this. I hate this. Yes, 2. And so that means that if I want, well, actually, that's a bad example. Let me. It's like the circle that I made here is not 20. It's like, since this is in the middle of a 20 cell, it's like 10 plus 20, so it's like 30. So I'm gonna divide this. So I'm gonna do 30 divided by 20, which is 1.5. And then I'm gonna round it up to 2. Just to make sure like we don't miss anything. And what I'm gonna do after that is that it means I want 2 rings of cells. So this would be 1, and this would be 2. So basically the first ring is just 1 cell. And wait, is that correct actually? Oh, no, actually no, it's not like this. This is 0, so we always return at least 1 cell. And if I pass 2, then we are going to want to get 2 rings on top. So to make sure we cover this distance, like in this case, we could return only 1 ring. And so we go like this, and so this covers the radius, but now we have to make a circle, right? So let me trace this one also. So that means what I'm doing is I'm taking the first circle like this, and returning everything that's in there. And then since we ask for 2, I'm gonna return also the third, the second circle, I guess, which is all the other ones that are outside like this. All right, you get what I mean. So this is how the Quadrant system works. And so today the optimization that I want to make is that we now have different types of entities. So here we have enemies, but we are also going to have pickups, like experience pickups. And basically the optimization is going to be that this thing here, the fact that it's an enemy is going to give it a value of 1. And the pickup is going to have a value of 2. And so what we want to do so that they don't end up in the same bucket is to add those values to the key. And so that means we are going to, for an enemy, I will add to the initial key, I will add an offset that I will multiply by the type value here. And so this, instead of giving 2, is now going to give 1002. And for, let's say this entity is a different type, then is going to now be 2 plus 1000 times 1, and so it's going to be in bucket 1001 instead of being in the same 1002 bucket. So that means now I can ask for a position and a specific type of entity. And so that means I will not have to, if I'm only interested in enemies, I don't have to check distance with the experience pickups, basically. So it makes it so that in this case, if I want to check only what's nearby, I only have to check those 2 entities here because they are enemies, and I can ignore those 2. So in this case, it would divide the number of entities that I have to check by 2. And it will also make it globally. I should save this, is too beautiful. Alright, let's. I'm gonna throw this in Krita as a beautiful beautiful quadrant system schematic. Alright. Okay, so so this is basically what I'm doing here. So I created the entity type Inium, which has our enemy which has our enemy as value 1 and pickup as value 2. And so now we calculate the key this way. But now I have to change my query methods because I can no longer use only the position. I have to pass the entity type that I'm interested in as well. And later on, it would be useful to probably have also a method that can ask for multiple entities, but for now we'll just restrict it to 1. So I'm going to rename these to be get entities. Yeah, just get entities. Like, I don't need to make it that long. Go. And so now we are gonna query them by position, but also by entity current entity type. It's gonna be a type here, and because this one also is using this, so here I'm gonna have to pass the type in, and also in here, and add it here. And so I will have to change this one, so it takes the type. So this one is the function that is in charge of calculating all the keys for a given position. I kind of want to rename this as well. want to rename this just get matching keys. Alright, so this is going to have the responsibility of returns all keys, or return all keys that match the given parameters. And then once we have those keys, yeah, I'm even already called it like this here. So when we have those keys, then they can be passed down to get entities in quadrants, where we just pass a set of keys. Is this still? Oh yeah. What did we name it, right? Yep. This is the overload, so and rename it as well. And I wanted to be nearby the other ones. Oh, yeah, no. Because this is just an overload for this one, actually. Okay. It needs to be nearby this one. I guess I'll put it under. One is gonna be it matching keys as well because it needs to be on the overload. Here is very important that I pass an int and that I pass the entity type. Right, so with this it should be working. Wait, didn't rename this one. Do we have other ones? Whoa. Oh, of course. Now I have to update every call to get entities. By passing what kind of entity I am interested in. So here this is the experience collection system, so the only thing I care about is the experience pickup, so I'm gonna pass pickup. Alright, then let's go for the next ones then. So then it's the magnet system, so here's the same thing. I only care about the pickups in this case. Set closest enemy system. Yes, so this is setting the closest enemy to the player. So this is used for weapons that aim at the closest enemy. So we do it once in this system, and then it's available for any of the weapons that aim in this way. So of course we only care about enemies, because we're not gonna aim at pickups. And here is the enemy separation. So this is what separates enemies from each other. And so I don't care about pickups. And this is the source of our bug, is that before they would separate from experienced pickups as well. And that's why they would get blocked by the debris. Because the debris are the experience, actually. So now we have the damage dealer system, and the damage dealer system only cares about enemies as well. And what's good is I don't have to check this here anymore. And here is yes, this is the missiles targeting system. So of course we don't care about pickups, we only care about enemies. Right. So now it should be working as before, and the enemies should no longer be blocked by debris. And it looks like it's working now. If I manage not to die, let me drag them. Oh shit, I picked it up. Oh wait, they're still getting blocked. Wait, how? How is it not what's blocking them? Okay, that's weird. So they are still getting blocked by them, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's strange. Let me turn on the gizmos and we want to draw the hitboxes. This is weird. So maybe they're not ending up in different buckets, which I think is unlikely. Yeah, or there are some collisions, maybe. They're getting blocked, huh? Can I Can I use a different color depending on the entity type? That would be very useful. I think I can. It's gonna make the system even more resource hungry, but I want to do. Alright, so if I get. Well, actually, first I need to check whether this. Well, actually, I need to give with entity access then. So here I can access the entity as well. Then I can check on the entity whether it has the quadrant entity components. And if it does, I am going to set the debug color to be I guess I want a dictionary, but can I make a dictionary here? Like, if I make it const? Of current entity type and color. Entity type to color and tell me I can do this, please. So I'll say current entity type that enemy is going to be red. And current entity type that pickup is going to be I guess blue. Why is it not happy? Yeah, and so how is it not constant? Because the fucking colors are not constant. How are they not constant though? Can I like pause it? Sadly, I don't think I can. That's annoying. Yeah, but I don't want to create this in updates, and there's no way it's gonna let me create it in here. Yep. Oh, this is painful. How about I make it static then put it in game utils instead? Or game constant. Yeah, that's not really. Alright, so let's make it static, and I will be private. I'm going to access. I'm gonna make an accessor for it. Why is it not formatting this? Miss with you sometimes. Anyways, so we'll do a public static color. And we'll say get, this is gonna be get quadrant entity debug color. And we'll pass the type, and we will return. First we'll do just we need to check so can I do this? Or should I just pass the entity? Yeah, no, I can do that because it's gonna require me to pass the state with it, and okay, you know what? Yeah, there's no point in making this accessory. But because I won't have a quadrant entity type to pass in anyways, so I need to do it directly into the system. So yeah, and besides, we already know we have one. So if we do have a quadrant entity, then first of all we want to get the component. With system API that get component. I can do it like this. Entity. And here we'll set debug color to be game utils that quadrant. Where is it? Already forgot how I named this. It should be quadrant entity color or something like that. Right. Yeah, but it's quadrant. Let's make it like this: quadrant entity type to color. So quadrant entity, that quadrant entity type, and this should change the color, and if there are not quadrant entities, they will keep showing up in the default color. That's weird. They don't have a color, it seems. The given key 0 was not present in the dictionary. Huh. Oh! Yeah, so of course, if I'm gonna do that, I also need to go into my enemies and pickups and actually set them to the proper type. And wait, what the hell is going on with this? Yeah, and yeah, of course I need to modify the authoring so that I can set the type, otherwise, yeah, that's definitely not going to work. here. So before we didn't take anything, but now we're gonna take a quadrant entity type, and we're gonna pass this in here. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so somehow I thought this would happen automatically, but obviously I have to come here and say, so these are pickups, and these are enemies. Alright, so it should work a lot better. Okay. Wait, where are the missiles? Red. Missiles are not supposed to be quadrant entities, I think. Or are they? Or maybe they are because they need to find out. I don't know. They don't need to be. Okay, so let's see if at least it fixed the problem. It didn't. That's fucking great. How is this not fixing it? Okay, so first thing I would like to know, why the fuck are the missiles quadrant entities? Maybe in the firing. I don't think. No. So in the projectile weapon firing system, when we fire, make sure there's no use. Yeah, there's no use of quadrant entity component here, so this is definitely not what's adding it. So it's probably a problem. Oh yeah, but I don't know. How is it going in here? I guess I have to reset it, because if I go in here and set the color, and then we go to the next entity, The color is still going to be this one. Yeah, so guess I'll wait. Guess I just have to reset it every time. The missiles are definitely not supposed to be quadrant entities. They should be magenta. Yeah, okay. But there's still it might not be the separation system that's okay. Let me check if it's the separation system that's preventing them or not. So if I disable this, let's see if they still get blocked. Because if they do, then it means that is absolutely not the problem. Okay, they do go through now. Yeah. Okay, they can now get through the debris. So it is the system that's blocking them. So, but why? Because now they should be in different buckets. So they should not. Oh wait, I'm getting the keys here. What the fuck am I doing? Well, even if I'm getting the keys, but I'm iterating it manually here. I'm not getting the entities. This is because this is running in a job, and I think I have to do it like this. I'm not sure. But even though I'm getting the keys, so I should get only the keys of the ones that are enemies. Let's see, because now that I have the type here, I can actually also just do. Wait, I don't have type actually. I need to add this to the quadrant entity data also. So in the quadrant system, we have a structure to keep all the data that we want about each entity in a cell. And so I'm gonna also keep the information about the type. And when we set the entities inside the buckets, I also need to set the type. The quadrant entity type. Which means that now in the enemy separation system, yes, so here I can now check whether this is an enemy or not. So I'll say So actually no. If it's a pickup, I'm going to log, and this will. If this logs, I'm gonna be very unhappy. And did fucking hate it. So painful, this fucking import. Um, so here we're gonna be very sad because it means my key thing is not working at all. It means that pickups are ending up in the same buckets as enemies, basically. Or that I'm not returning the proper keys, but sure, maybe that's possible actually. Okay, let's see. I still have it disabled, don't I? Ah, my fucking god. So we do get the log, and that's bad. But it means either my whole reasoning for separating with keys is flawed and there is collisions, more than I think. I don't think my reasoning is wrong. Hopefully it's not. And so my thinking is I probably fucked up something in the Quadrant system instead. Um, oh yeah, that's exactly where I fucked up. We need to get shmup key for entity here. And so here we pass local tool.position, and we pass the Quadrant entity. Wait. Quadrant entity that quadrant entity type. Yeah, because of course, if I don't pass the proper key here, then it's not putting it in the proper buckets. Yeah, so here it was only using the position and was still putting everything in the same buckets. Wait, what is this? The managed class type is not supported. Loading from a non-read only static field. Entities not supported. What? First error. Hmm. Who is failing in line 72? Who is it failing here now? Oh, but I remember there is some discrepancy between the line numbers when there is a burst compile. Let me remove this and make sure there's not another one somewhere in here. Probably is. Yeah. I have to remember to put this back in, but just going into a drawer. Let's see if this changes the line number. So 271. The manage class type. Into collections that native file on the map is not supported. Loading from a non-read-only static field. Quadrant system with quadrant entities is not supported, but oh, like this is not new. Like I had this in there for ever. Is it actually because of this change? Like there's no way, right? I need to make sure this is related to this, or if it's just like popping up randomly because I don't know, I was lucky until here. It is. But why? Is it because of the enum? What if was it not redoing it? God damn it. What if what if I pass 1 in here? And was this? What? Is it trolling? Is that not existing right now? All we need, right? They won't take it because that's not an int. This is really annoying. Let's see if I but if I cast it, then probably we have the same problem, right? I wonder if I do this, why is it throwing here? Every entity sequence needs a forage invocation of 2 queries. Okay, let's just Was it triggering this error? Loading from a non-read-only static field on system.quadrant entities is not supported. But where are we loading from this field, man? Like, get entities count by quadrant key. It's not happy. It's not happy about me using this, using the hash map here. Are we using this? We are using it to get entities count by 3D position. That's not correct anymore because now I need to pass type as well. Hash map key from 3D position. Yeah, the naming of this is a bit unfortunate now. Wait, what? Oh, this is not correct at all. No. 4-3. God damn it. How would we calculate the key from 3D position? From okay, so this is what it's supposed to be. Okay, so that was the problem actually. But that means this thing is actually blowing up. Is it used still? Used only in here, and is this used? It's not used. Use it. Okay, well then fuck you all. Get rid of this bullshit. You're fucking kidding me. Just said that it's not used. What's this? Why? Why is it stupid? No, wait, I'm stupid. Wait, what? Okay, so this one is not used. This one I can remove. But this one is used. And this one can be used in here, but it cannot be used in the system. Because for some reason, anything that calls on this cannot be used in the system. Okay. So let me just make sure that and no way. Oh. When you're debugging code, creates all the bugs. Right, so just want to make sure this is running. Okay. And now, what the fuck? But how? Seems kind of random now. Now. Is this possible? There's still a possibility that this function here is doing something wrong. Oh. Like maybe getting the key, calculating the key from only the position, for example, yeah. Yeah, it's unused. Of course, that's not gonna fucking work. But definitely this one needs to change. Yeah. There's so many fucking key computation methods. Let's rename this at least because it's confusing as hell. The thing is, I have this ID which is unique because it is the actual representation of a position. Actually, yeah, actually, it's not that unique because No, it is unique because it is the proper flawed vector 2 that corresponds to the grid cell. So basically, it's the actual coordinate of the grid cell. I guess this is like get cell index. And the thing that is calculating the ID is actually calculating cell coordinates. Okay, so this is it. This one should be called get cell coordinates from a position. And it shouldn't be a quadrant ID basically. This is well, cell coordinates then. And what this is doing is calculating the cell index from a position. So like my code is quite spaghetti at this point. The thing is, now all this thing is kind of confusing because you can't really get a key. Yeah. Okay, so this is get cell index from 3D position. Maybe I should just use overloads and just call everything get cell index, and that would be easier. But then this function would read get cell index from hey, thanks for the follow. Computer Vision Pi. I assume you are a fellow developer. So I assume you enjoy this crazy system then. Yeah, and on top of that, I have a get cell index from an ID, which is not an ID, it's coordinates. It's cell coordinates actually. Alright, so that makes a little more sense. Okay, and so in get matching keys, here we're getting the cell index, which is not what we need. What we need is our hashmap key, which will be computed from the 3D position. So we can pass position directly and type as well. So I don't need any of this. Why the fuck was I? Why the fuck was I doing it like this then? Maybe I need this later though. No? I am using the ID here. So this is not an ID, this is cell coordinates. Okay, so this is what I'm using. Okay, so I'm not completely stupid. Okay. Alright, so and this is additional cell. This is the additional cells that we want in cell coordinates. What is the brand of my laptop? It's MSI. How do you know I'm on laptop? Okay, I'm gonna rename this into requested cell. Oh, right. MSU what? I don't remember exactly. I think. Wait. Uh, Maybe I can find it, but. I know it's a Leopard, and I think it's a GP73. It's a bit old by now. Probably has like 2 years, maybe something like that. And maybe something I want to do also is just rename this get key for entity. Right. So this is decent now. I'm getting hungry. Actually no, probably want to keep this in. So did I fix it though? I think it should be fixed because now we are calling this. This should now be correct. Where's requested keys coming from here? Okay. Okay, so it seems, unless this just takes the key in, so it should work. Yeah, this is hashmap function. Yeah, okay. At the same time, this function, but no, this function cannot work actually. Okay, and then yes, it can work because it's taking the key, and the key should be properly from the position and type. So I just like check where is this used, because we're using this in here, which is important because this is also used by the get entities function. Mm. Yeah, but it's fine because it's with the keys, so there's no weird stuff going on here. Okay, let's try it. Okay, so some debris over there. Okay, they're going through. Okay, we have the log. How do we have the log? Alright, how's this possible? No, I think they are still getting blocked sometimes. Okay, let me put a little more weapons here so that we can get debris faster. So most of the time they go through, but sometimes they bounce. And yeah, sometimes they get blocked, but sometimes they go through now. Wow, that's the best. I love this. Thing is working sometimes. Uh, how come? How come? How come? Hmm. Mm, I would need to make sets, I guess. Hmm. I do. Enemy keys and keys. Mm. And what I'll do in here is if this current entity is an enemy, and the quadrant key can be found in enemy no, in pickup keys contains that contains quadrant key. then that's a fucking problem. Gonna log it. So we'll say enemy. Enemy key was found in pickup keys. So let's look the key. And I'm also gonna do all the reverse. If pickup is found in enemy keys. And log the entity position. And type, just to be sure. Oh god, fucking damn it. I guess I'll have to run. Oh. Ma bite. What is it you're not happy about now? Oh, that is great formatting. Love it. Fuck's sake. This looked just wrong. That shouldn't be. What? Am I Yes, the value of the entity that's in the bucket. Yes, that's correct. Try to lock the key maybe. It's gonna help me too much, but well, the reason is I'm never pushing the damn key. So this would be the base key for this position. But then with the type, we would be adding, if it's an enemy, we would be adding 10,000. So get this, and if it was a pickup though, we would be getting 10,000 times 2 plus, well, so the thing is, this is different from what I have here. Wait, is this a rounding error? I need to find the enemy here. This. Enemy. Really? This is what we look, right? Enemy key. Is it not filtering now? Ah. Oh, sure. This is what we should be seeing though. It should also pick up on the fact that. Wait, but how do I have a pickup that's in the same key as enemies, but I don't have an enemy in the pickup key? Wait, should it be the case actually? I mean, the pickup should be generating a new pickup key, which should match with one of the enemy keys, so we should have that log. Actually copy this, so make sure to have filtering this properly. Okay, strange. We have different keys at all. There's 2. Like there are 10,000 parts. Hmm. This is spamming a bit too much. I probably should. That's spam a lot, but it's not so clear. I need to put a log in between. Hmm. Seems like they kind of have a similar pattern with a lot of 9s and. I don't understand why we're not getting a message for the enemy. Mm, it's only the pickup that's Let's see if I can fix it by changing the enum values. Because if I can, then it's probably a rounding error. Let's say enemy is 1 and pickup is gonna be 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually knew this was gonna happen. That is a pain in the ass. Renews. This is a pickup. And this is enemy. This one didn't change, so that's fine. Okay. Was one frame. There was a few frames. Oh, it started at some point. But then it stopped. Then there was no collision anymore. Okay. So this pickup ends up in an enemy key. But I don't know. I would need to know like what other entity is in that bucket. Okay, let's do it so that I'm gonna do in the enemy separation. No, it's we log this, then I would like to log all entities for this key. Yeah. Maybe I would like to. No, I want to log the entities. So that means I need to. Hopefully this was supposed to be a simple fix. What? Oh, and drugs are making this even more painful. What we don't need. Is it declared as read-only? Should I name it like something in here? Or maybe. I mean, I can fix it easily actually. Like, I can just do this. And I will fix it. But I would like to have the proper separation. I mean, my thinking is gonna be flawed with this key thing. You would have to account for all the places that could be before. Like if I want to be able to have 10,000 enemies without a collision, then I need the pickups only start um, mm, check that it's actually fixed here. Yeah, so right now they're going through, and I would say there is no moment where they are getting blocked. It doesn't seem like it works half of the time. That's because I added the skip. If I pause it, you can see here. How's it? How's this logging without the other one logging? Are we not getting the other log now? Oh, yeah. If I do this, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, and of course we have this bullshit going on. Maybe it's the native hash set. Unknown object type. Hmm. Can we like not run this on a job? It's gonna be too much of a pain to adapt it. I would think this is the problem, right? It happens after, and it happens since we have this in, so maybe let's get rid of this collection and just put it directly here. Oh wait, oh is that it? The issue that's there's an overload to this. Oh, let's do this. It's still blowing up. Oh, it's so fucking annoying. It was so painful to debug this because you can't use anything. I doubt that's gonna work if I just put an overload with an int. But let's see. Maybe. Since the error is fucking cryptic, doesn't even say which type is the problem. Is it stupid or why? Oh, sure. Oh, this is starting to break my balls, so I'm gonna take a break real soon. Mm, oh my god, still erroring out. What the fuck am I writing to? Okay, so it's not about the art, it's about the quadrant system. I can not do without burst here. Is it the type of job? It has to be. Oh. Where is this one? Is this why, actually? God damn it. Merde. Of course, no, you cannot do this. God fucking damn it. How the fuck am I supposed to iterate it now? You can only write to it then. I can't. It's really starting to piss me off. I need to somehow save the key somewhere else. Then log it, but I actually return data from the job. Like if I put an int key to log in here. One. Move this out of the job. Log it here. This only returns yeah, no. I see. Yeah, this is Yeah, I'm just declaring a normal variable here. Local variable. Let's fucking pray for this to work. Yes, it's the other one to be read-only, right? Yeah. Yummy. Okay, remove the code also. I'm not saved. So Unity decided that it's not going to work anymore. Looking great. So it's really frustrating to work with these here systems sometimes. Been deallocated. Oh, how do I make it keep it around? No, like allocator or anything. So yes, this does not work then, right? Remove this. And then that's not the problem, it's just like it gets deallocated before it's not even allocated at all. I think if I do this, it's gonna work. I'll fucking do this. And actually, why not add them all? Gonna be a pain in the ass. So excuse me. Does it need the length as well? I swear, all this fucking world just to log an array. Really makes me want to break shit. Okay, so I need to call this before. Et putain, c'est pas possible! Why is it deallocated, you motherfucker? remove this shit, maybe. Is it the key that gets deallocated? Yeah, I mean, that would make sense though. But why? Fuck's sake, put it as. Oh, because it's part of this. I assume if the job completes and this only lives in here, then it blows up, I guess. Alright. This is gonna be the end of this bullshit. I'll come back to this with a fresh one because it's gonna drive me crazy. Alright, so this is going to be the end of this dev session. Next one, I don't know, probably Monday. But it is not impossible that I will do another one today, and it's also not impossible that I will do another one tomorrow. Alright, this probably was not the most interesting end of stream, but well, this is what software development is sometimes. And especially working with the goddamn first compile stuff and jobs and like all the stuff, it's extremely restrictive in what you can do, and it is a massive pain in the ass to be able to debug. So, with that said, bye bye and see you later.